Are you convinced that Vietnam's infrastructure makes it a better place to live? When put up against the Philippines, the stats make a lot of things clear. Like, if you live in the Philippines, you're actually 40% less likely to be able to use the internet compared to if you lived in Vietnam. But does that really mean that Vietnam wins the race? Both the Philippines and Vietnam have been stepping up their game. The Marcos administration stepped in to take control of the Philippines. And guess what? It came up with 197 infrastructure projects on its list. But Vietnam's been catching up too, with plans to improve on transport, communication, utilities, and water and sanitation. So, which country stands out as the winner? Let's find out. The Philippines has always been known for its chaotic traffic, endless commutes, and airports bursting at the seams. On the other hand, Vietnam's transport system is made up of a vast network of spanning roads, railways, waterways, ports, and airports. But which country has had better development in recent years? Within the Philippines, in terms of the rail system, the spotlight shines on some pretty massive projects. There's the $3 billion North-South Commuter Railway project. And then there's the $12 billion North-South Commuter Railway extension project. Not to mention, the $7 billion Metro Manila Subway project Phase 1 is also currently in the works. In contrast, the railway system in Vietnam has been ruined because of consistent neglect. With just 3,163 kilometers of track, outdated technology, and chronic underinvestment, the railway system hasn't been improved upon in years. But things are changing now, as the government of Vietnam revealed blueprints for 9 new railway routes spanning 2,362 kilometers between 2021 and 2030. Leading these developments is a massive route from Hanoi to HCMC, stretching across 1,545 kilometers. Coming to the airport scene of the Philippines, this is primarily focused on the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, a hub that welcomed 48 million passengers in 2019. Right now, the government is trying to go for rehabilitation, operation, and expansion, and it's welcoming airport operators and investors, looking for their partnership in a public-private venture. But that's not all. The Philippines is about to welcome a $14 billion new Manila International Airport in Bulacan, a massive project set to redefine air travel with a design capacity for 200 million passengers annually, and plans for 4 parallel runways. Vietnam, on the other hand, has gone even further than the Philippines in the airport sector. By the time it's 2030, the country will unveil 5 new airports scattered across Son La, Lao Cai, Quang Tri, Binh Thuan, and Dong Nai provinces. Now, while the Philippines has only been focusing on these 4 sectors, Vietnam has brought much more under its umbrella of reform until 2030. Vietnam has about 570,448 kilometers of road under its belt, including national highways, expressways, and much more. It's safe to say that you can get wherever you want, and nothing can stop you. But things are about to get even better, as Vietnam unveiled its inaugural metro line in Hanoi in 2021. While the grand opening of HCMC's maiden metro line was slated for 2023. But that's not all. There's a grand vision ahead, which includes plans for 8 metro lines in HCMC and 6 in Hanoi. In contrast, there's no concrete plan to improve the road system in the Philippines. What's more, waterways have always been a strong point for Vietnam, with over 47,000 kilometers of vital transport routes. As the year 2030 approaches, the government has promised to invest between 43 and 65 billion US dollars in transport infrastructure, with a special eye on inland waterways. But that's not all. Under the master plan for 2021 to 2030, the government has set its sights on the seas, aiming to swell the country's seaport system with investments reaching nearly $13.8 billion. The goal is to bolster the system's capacity, readying it to shoulder 1.1 to 1.4 billion tons of cargo. Within the transport sector, both Vietnam and the Philippines seem to be trying very hard. It's hard to decide on a winner, but for now, Vietnam's got the edge with a much more detailed plan of where it's headed, apart from its already established road and rail systems. In the Philippine Development Plan of 2023 to 2028, digital transformation has become a cornerstone theme. When it comes to data hosting and processing, investments surged to $298 million in 2021, driven by the massive increase in e-commerce and cloud computing technologies. There's a huge demand for cloud solutions, as legacy telecom firms stake their claim in the digital arena. In the hyperscale data center landscape, the Philippines is flourishing, as it is currently envisioned a five-fold increase in data center capacity by 2025. This will lead to a lot of exponential growth, with the operational space of data centers witnessing a significant 13% compound annual growth rate between 2020 and 2025. And if you want to keep track of this predicted growth, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Meanwhile, Vietnam has been winning the game in the internet sector. The list of service providers in the country includes VNPT, Viettel, and FPT for fixed broadband, all of which cover 92% of the market. On the other hand, Viettel, Mobiphone, and Vinaphone reign supreme in the mobile realm, as they're currently catering to 98.1% of users. Despite this, Vietnam stands tall as one of the global winners in terms of affordability, with broadband internet packages averaging a mere $10.81 monthly, securing the nation's rank at 13 out of 220 countries, while 1 gigabyte of mobile data fetches a paltry 61 cents, earning Vietnam the 37th spot out of 223 countries in the Affordability Index. In the landscape of telecommunications, the Philippines was ranked 89th in mobile internet speed and 49th in fixed broadband speed. And things are only going to get better, as the nation moves forward with projections of 159 million mobile subscribers and 10.8 million broadband subscribers by 2025. The introduction of 5G also signals a new dawn, with telecommunications players embarking on a $15 billion rollout, laying the groundwork for a digital revolution. In Vietnam, fixed landline phones are much less popular when compared to mobile cellular subscriptions, with 71 million mobile broadband subscribers dwarfing nearly 19 million fixed-band users. Apart from that, when it comes to social media, it's widely used by the people of Vietnam, with 76.95 million users signed up on platforms like Facebook, Zalo, TikTok, and Instagram. While Vietnam might look like they've got better communication resources, the growth within the Philippines is too fast to ignore. They're catching up and might even go beyond Vietnam soon. Since 2020, Vietnam has achieved a monumental feat, ensuring 100% of its population, whether they live in the cities or are based in the countryside, has access to electricity. This was done through hydropower production, which is renewable, unlike coal. Vietnam Electricity Company is the reason behind this massive transformation, which is a state-owned enterprise entrusted with the task of managing and operating the national electricity grid. As of now, the EVN operates over 153 substations, 25,236 kilometers of transmission lines, and a total transformer capacity of 91,256 megavolt amperes. On the other hand, when it comes to the Philippines, geothermal sources lead the charge in electricity production, boasting an impressive 1,932 megawatt capacity. This is followed by solar and wind energies at 1.4%, with solar contributing 1,382 megawatts and wind chipping in with 443 megawatts. Meanwhile, hydropower makes a good contribution with a 4.1% share and an installed capacity of 1,161 megawatts, while biomass adds its weight with 12.6%, accounting for 759 megawatts. But while most of the electricity production in the Philippines is done with coal, that isn't the case with Vietnam. Clearly, Vietnam's got the edge with hydropower, coupled with the recent efforts to transmit electricity to a much more vast area. In a nation of 113 million people, the Philippines grapples with the daunting task of ensuring access to safe water for its populace. Statistics from UN and UNICEF reports revealed that 53% of Filipino households have little to no access to safely managed water supply, while 39% have to deal with the absence of safe sanitation. The plight extends to educational institutions, where 55% of schools face the absence of a safely managed water supply, and 26% suffer from inadequate sanitation facilities. Amidst this crisis, the Planet Water Foundation emerged as a beacon of hope, stepping into the fray in 2010. Over the years, they've begun 70 clean water projects, extending the gift of clean, safe water to a remarkable 710,000 individuals. On the other hand, while Vietnam has witnessed a commendable surge in access to improved water supply, soaring from 65% in 2017 to 95% in 2020, and basic sanitation coverage ascending from 52% to an impressive 84% over the same period. There's a great divide between urban and rural, rich and poor. Despite strides forward, the country grapples with lingering disparities, which can be especially seen in remote and mountainous regions where access to water and sanitation services is limited. The harsh reality of the 2019-2020 drought and saltwater incursion in the Mekong Delta, leaving a staggering 439,000 individuals grappling with acute water shortages, shows that Vietnam is still fighting this battle. Both Vietnam and the Philippines are weak in this sector, with ample room for improvement in the coming years. Thanks for watching. We hope you learned something new. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and click on these videos for more content like this.